The Q&A part of this video, I'm going to revert to the typical sit down type video. I'm sorry, I don't know how to maintain the usual style of my videos for a Q&A. Hope you don't mind. So a few days ago, I asked you guys on Instagram to send me your questions related to studying, organization, and everything. And obviously I received way too many questions about how I managed to grow my Instagram account so fast. So I'd like to give the answer once and for all. In case you're wondering, I don't know. Yeah, that's the end of it. I don't know. Now let's get into the questions. Question number 1. How do you find motivation for work / motivation tip? I think we all know by now that motivation is a very fleeting thing that you're not really supposed to rely on in the grand scheme of things. Motivation is a great thing to get started when you have a project idea and you're so thrilled by it and you just want to go work on it. However, it's gonna run out really quickly. As soon as you get tired, as soon as you get too busy, motivation is gonna go away. You're gonna stop making time for your side project and studies that you were previously very motivated for. Anyways, don't rely on motivation. Personally, if I suddenly feel very motivated to do an assignment or work on a project, I'll usually stop whatever I was doing and go work on the thing that I'm motivated to work on. I know that I personally will get the most accomplished during the little periods where I'm very motivated to get the work done. Now, once again, I've stopped relying on motivation to get stuff done a long time ago. I'm still working on the procrastination issue though, but at this point for me, studying, doing my work is kind of a habit. It became part of my routine. It became something that I always do. Question number 2. Tips for managing your time and how to constantly be productive. I procrastinate a lot. I lose a lot of time. Something that I know works for a lot of people is to time block the night before. They will look at what they have to do during the next day and they will block little chunks of time for set tasks. So if they have courses, obviously their courses are as a block, but let's say they're trying to study for 8 hours, then they're gonna break down their study day in chunks of, let's say, 2 to 3 hours. Or some people do Pomodoro method. Once again, I absolutely hate it. I focus in big chunks, not in 25 minutes increments, but whatever. It doesn't work for me. I can't do time block because as soon as I don't respect the block, my entire day is ruined and I get very angry. Oops. What I've been doing instead is to just try to keep track of where I lose my time. Question number 3, tips for MCQ prep. In case you didn't know, MCQ stands for multiple choice questions. Number 1 thing to do if you know that you have a MCQ coming up is to learn how to take an MCQ exam. There's a lot of really great videos on YouTube. I'll link 1 or 2 in the pinned comment down below so that you can go refer to their explanation because it's most likely going to be better than mine. But the one technique that helped me the most was to always rewrite the questions, especially when they have double negatives. Question number 4, how to stay focused while studying. Very typical answer. I'm pretty sure that most of you guys are already listening to music when you're studying. Just gotta pick the right music. In my case, the music that I listen to depends on what I'm doing and how I'm feeling. So if I'm programming, I'll usually go for my R&B playlist or lo-fi depending on if I'm struggling on a part or not, or if I'm not having a great time. Now, if I'm working on learning theory, concepts, or algorithms, I'll usually go for either classical or lo-fi. Let's jump into the next question. What are your ambitions? I'll be honest, I don't know what this means. I googled it. According to Google, when an interviewer asks you what are your ambitions, it means what are your goals. I know you guys are not interviewers, but this is the only thing that popped up when I actually googled the question. So I'm gonna go with that definition and just answer this as what are my goals. So my overall ambition in life is very simple. I just want to live a peaceful life with my little family in whatever country we choose to move around every few months, every few years, travel, have a little garden, that type of stuff. Now, shorter term, I'm working on an e-commerce website as well as an app, which I would love to be able to launch in the near future. It'd be amazing. And in longer term, I'd love to be able to pursue master's degrees in all of these languages that I learn, which we'll see how that goes. I got a question asking me, how long have you been learning Korean? A long time. For the level that I am at, a really long time. The first time that I tried learning Korean was, I believe, in 2016. Now, I dropped out really quickly because I wasn't really dedicated at the time. And about a year later, my sister wanted to attend the 17 concert, and it was in a different city. My parents wouldn't let her go without me because she was 17 at the time. I listened to their songs, and so I did, went over some grammar and stuff. There's never been a period in my life where I was 100% focused on studying Korean, except for a few months that I was in Korea because I was trying so hard to improve. It didn't work out in my favor because now all I can do is understand a lot of things and I can't speak, but I'm slowly working on that. Next question. How to learn coding? Lots of practice. There's no shortcut. It's literally just like a language. I haven't learned that much. I started programming in January 2021, but at this point, every language that I've learned are centered around the same theory. Yes, some languages interpret it slightly differently, but the base remains the same. So learn the base, pick a language, and practice. Next question. How do you take notes a day or two before an exam? You shouldn't be. And I say this as someone who has never once finished my notes before an exam period, meaning that I've taken notes all the way up until the exam time, and it's not helpful. A problem that I usually face, and that you might have faced if you're doing this, is that I'll know a lot about the latest stuff, but not about the earlier stuff, and I get screwed over because of that. My A4 notes are my method of reviewing over the entire semester. Now, let's say my exam would be tomorrow, then today I would be trying to just make a little cheat sheet of everything that's really important. So usually that would be dates if you have any general concepts, not the little details, like the general concepts, and then try to see if you remember the details and stuff. You shouldn't be doing your semester's notes the day before the exam. I'm still trying to learn how to do that though, but I'm just saying you shouldn't be doing that. How to cram for AP classes. I don't know what an AP class is. I've never taken an AP class. So according to Google, AP classes are college level classes offered to high school students. Honestly, you cram the same way you do for literally every single class. It's no different, it's just the material's a little harder. It's not a great thing. Please don't cram. Please prepare a little before. You know, if you really have to cram and you have slides, go over the slides first, because when you're cramming, you're not going for the little details, you're going for the overall information. Just like if you're cramming, at least give yourself a week. Like, don't do it the night before, because the more advanced the class is, the harder it is to cram the night before. Give yourself a week. The next question is going to be a little saucy. Have you ever failed in a bachelor level exam? I have. I've never failed a class though. That's my pride, because CJEP was very hard for me. I have never ever failed a university level class. I have failed midterms, but usually me failing a midterm was enough to kick my ass into making me work harder. I got a question asking me which back-end language to choose as a learner. The short answer is I don't know. The long answer is I don't know, because I don't know what you want to do. There's backend for apps, there's backend for website, there's backend for like software, there's backend for everything. You gotta pick the type of backend you want to do. If you want a general one, just start with Python. It's really in demand right now. It's really popular. A lot of self-taught developers do start with Python and then move on to different things. But yeah, you gotta be more specific, man. The last question, probably the most important question out of all, how many plants have you got in total? I I don't know, I need to count. I think I have 37 plants. 36? Ah, 37. 37, not 38. I forgot my little bamboo. 38 plants. And that's concluding this Q&A slash store slash organization slash study tips video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry it was long. It was longer than I anticipated. If you have any more questions that I didn't cover during this video, please leave them down in the comments, and either I'll reply to you right away or I'll take a note of them and put them in a Russian bank for the next Q&A. So yeah, bye.